This is an example of the weathering they talked about, how water moves through those plately jointed areas through the cracks. We have a wet surface here and here. There's actually a drip occurring up there. And if you notice, the rock above this is all dry. So water is forced through the cracks, taking out minerals out of the rock. The rock becomes unstable and it starts to fall and drop, okay? And that's an example of the process they referred to. Here's another example of the instability of that rock formation that exists under the dam. This is an area which has had two different landslides happen 2 years apart, and it's all fallen down here. You can again see the fencing used for that particular rock formation up there to keep the rocks from falling. Down here on the bike path itself, there was a sign that was placed to warn pedestrians. It had that little symbol of rocks falling off a cliff to designate this is a highly unstable area. As the bike path progresses this way, they have built a berm of dirt, so when these rocks do fall off this, they have a tendency of being caught in that berm there instead of rolling out and hitting somebody. This is just one more example of the inherent nature of the instability of this rock. They have put these fencing lattice up to prevent rocks from rolling onto the roadway and injuring people. Here's an example right now of the latest pile. This is in conjunction with all the other rocks that or landslides that you'll see. This is a different example of the instability of this rock formation, the same rock formation that's underneath the north abutment of the dam. If you look at this, this is some sort of intrusion within that andesite flow, and it's highly unstable. As you can see, the rock coming through here is very crumbly. It doesn't have a lot of structural aspect to it. So this is another example of this. We're at the base of the dam now, on the north abutment of Darina Dam. And this is an area that has more indication of the instability of this particular rock formation. For your orientation purposes, that was the abutment wall. Down there will be the proposed turbine building. The pipe will run underneath this ground or near this level. It will come in from this wall 50 feet. The 9-foot diameter pipe, which will probably require 11-foot diameter hole, is going to go right through here or below in this region. Let me point out to you this particular spot over here, these nice little boulders that have fallen from a landslide. That particular pile of debris is from 2 different landslides over the years that I've visited this place. And then once you start looking at little telltale signs of concern about the stability of this, we are standing on a little bit of a concrete wedge abutment that's placed here for this particular set of rocks, in my interpretation, to keep it stable. But look at the other characteristics that we'll see here. The concrete ends about here, and look at this. This is concrete thrown up into these areas to prevent or stop this weathering of the rock. And you know, kids come up here looking for worms to fish with, but it's all pretty loose rock. Now, there's just not one spot. Here's concrete, 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 concrete. Whoa, they really got excited here. Concrete way over here, concrete here, and concrete here. Let's go the other way a little bit. Concrete, concrete. So they're concerned about the stability of this. Look at this. Look at this area. Some people have been digging around in here. So what's going to happen? You know, if you look at this from a standpoint of rock formation, this is your next landslide. Look at this rock. It's got a crack. This whole structure right here is standing on this little tiny wedge of weight. That's going to go pretty soon. Very unstable. Now, that stability, here's an indicator, a clue about their concern about the water moving through these cracks. Okay? We actually have water moving through the cracks. All right? Water's moving from this one slab through here. But look, if you examine this really closely, there's tar placed in this crack. It's very old. It's an attempt to block the flow of water, which then stops the demineralization of the concrete and anything else beneath there in terms of the stability. Now, I don't know. It's getting to a point where, how green is this? How safe is this? You know, isn't it reasonable to take the time to do the scientific method of understanding, sampling, to find out what are those important issues? Sediment, mercury, the debris, the penstock location in itself, you know, disturbing this rock structure, rattlesnakes, bald eagle, all these things. But we need to examine these important issues that really affect the overall health and welfare of everyone. Thank you.